Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show. Let's get into some politics as we're now less than 3 weeks away from the presidential election. Did y'all hear what Donald Trump did in Latrobe, Pennsylvania last weekend? Especially when he was deferring to late golf legend Arnold Palmer. If you didn't see it, if you didn't listen to it now.
Arnold Palmer was all man, and I say that in all due respect to women, and I love women. But this is a guy that was all man. His man was strong and tough, and I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, oh my God, that's unbelievable. I had to say it. We have women that are highly sophisticated here, but they used to look at Arnold as a bad, but he was really something special. Arnold was something special. So I just want to tell you, you're very lucky, the people that live in Latrobe, and it's an honor for me to be here because of him.
Oh, my Lord. I will say this much. The networks, no matter how much so many complain about him, they love it when he's on because obviously he does bring you ratings. We can't deny that. Anyway, just for y'all information, Latrobe is the birthplace of Arnold Palmer, if you're wondering why Trump mentioned him in the first place. As for Palmer's family, his daughter called the reference to her father's genitalia a poor choice to honor his memory. I'm wondering if it's the first time for Trump to take a cognitive test in the same way he suggested the same for President Joe Biden this past summer, to be quite honest with you. And I think that's where the opinion needs to go. I don't know if y'all noticed what has been going on. I've watched him at his press conferences. He's rambling as much as he accused Joe Biden of rambling. Now, I remember when they had the debate on June 27th, I thought one of the funniest lines against Joe Biden was talking, and Donald Trump said, I don't know what he just said. I don't think he knows what he just said. Those are the kind of things where Trump can sting you and he could get you. The problem was that when he went up against Kamala Harris a couple of months later, after both the Republican and the Democratic National Conventions, okay, in Milwaukee and Chicago respectively, he got smoked. Kamala Harris took him to school because she baited him. She had questions to answer, whether it was about flip-flopping on fracking or her positions on crossing the borders. Excuse me. When she was addressed with those questions, she simply aimed it back towards Donald Trump. When he tried to sit up there and associate her with Joe Biden, she said, you ain't running against him, you're running against me. She talked about world leaders laughing at him, and it seemed to antagonize and irritate him. And he couldn't be cogent enough and lucid enough and on point enough to get his points across. Now, we saw all of that. Now, why do I bring all of that up? Because since that particular moment in time, the man has been doing some things, dare I say, a bit differently than we're accustomed to seeing him. Number one, he ain't debating anybody. Now, I understand why you didn't debate anybody during the primaries. A, because you were in court all the damn time, trying to fend off those indictments that were levied against you, unsuccessfully, I might add. But B, there was no need to go up against the Nikki Haley's, the Governor Chris Christie's, and the Ron DeSantis's, and the Vivek Ramaswamy's of the world, and others, because you were beating them because folks out there supporting the Republican Party have clearly made their choice that it's Donald Trump that they want. They made the choice in 2016, they made it in 2020, and now 8 years later, they're making it in 2024. Their positions are known. They've said what they had to say. But there's independent voters out there. There's swing states to capture out there. And this man doesn't want any part of a debate against Kamala Harris, who, by the way, was willing to go on Fox News to debate him if it called for it. And he still didn't want to do it. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but that looks like somebody running from me. That looks like somebody just running. The same, scaredy cat that he was implying she might be, or that Joe Biden was, he appears to be at this particular moment in time. Now, after J.D. Vance went up against Tim Walz, and in some people's eyes, won the debate that night for the vice presidential nomination, or not vice presidency, won that debate, okay? Kamala Harris immediately wanted to come out and debate Trump because in a lot of people's eyes, Walz didn't do the job he was supposed to do. But in the end, Trump has been avoiding her. He's been avoiding her. He's been all over the place. He looks tired. He is 78 years old. And I think that it's fair to be asking for a cognitive test. I mean, they got folks on the line like Mother Jones or whoever the hell else it is talking about how, 400 plus different doctors have signed off on him needing to take a cognitive test and all of this other stuff. I don't know about all of that. Here's what I do know. Donald Trump been rambling. He's been rambling. He hasn't sound lucid and cogent and fluid at all. And that's when we see him. And then on top of it all, he showed up the other day, and in the middle of one of his rallies, this man stops and starts dancing to some songs, YMCA and some other stuff. You see him right there? I mean, look at him. I mean, you got to be kidding me. He really, really, really needs to stop. Anyway, my point is, in the end, here's what it really, really comes down to. If you Donald Trump, you're running because you don't want to be seen on the same stage as Kamala Harris. Somebody got to say it. You punking out. Punking out. You look scared. I thought she had a record to attack. I thought you were strong on the economy. I thought you were strong on the wall, the great big wall that we're going to build, and by the way, the Mexicans are going to pay for it. I thought you were strong on all of that. I thought inflation was a problem ravaging through this country that you could easily attack. I thought as vice president, she really didn't have any impact. Or her beliefs, her philosophy, and her impact mirrors that of Joe Biden, who you called the worst president in American history, and that should have been easily attacked. What's the problem, bro? What's the problem? About 2 weeks before the election, ladies and gentlemen, we all got a decision to make. You can pick one candidate who's older and doesn't appear to be all there, who gives us every impression that even if he loses the election, he won't go away lightly or easily. He'll refute it. He'll fend it off. He'll fight. He wants to go away. He doesn't want to go away. He doesn't want to go away. He wants to be empowered. He admires and respects dictators. And when you look at Project 2025 and its efforts, obviously that's a think tank from the Heritage Foundation, and you know what their objective is: conservative principles and views, America first, and all of this other stuff, hearkening us back to a time where, dare I say, some of our rights were challenged. And I didn't even get to the part of the women. You applauded overturning Roe v. Wade. Stand on it. Stand on it. You believe in being pro-life instead of pro-choice. Stand on it. Stand on it. You believe in women not having a right to make decisions about their own body. Stand on it. You did when Roe v. Wade was first overturned. Now, no matter what side you believe or what side you're on, all I'm trying to say is that it would have been nice to see a second and a third debate. Hell, W. Bush gave us that with John Kerry. He gave us that with Al Gore. Clinton gave us that with H.W. I'm just saying, we ain't used to seeing just one presidential debate. You scared? Say you scared. That's all I'm saying.